Alright, in this video, we're going over the new top 5 overpowered guns here in Modern Warfare 2 Season 5 Reloaded. There's a new update, so there's new class setups to check out in order to secure your first MGB nuke. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you drop a like on the vid, subscribe to the channel, turn those post notifications. Let me know down in the comment section how many MGB nukes, if any, do you guys have. If it's 0, this video is for you. Now, for the first class setup, we're taking a look at the good old ISO HEMLOCK. This is one of the most consistent assault rifles in the entire game. Now, for the first attachment, we are going to rock the Phantom Grip to drastically bump up that close range handling here. Now, for the tuning, we are going to be adjusting the sprint to fire speed some more at -0.22 and also aim down sight speed at -0.77. A fantastic attachment and tune combo. We're skipping over the stocks. These are completely irrelevant, and we're going to jump right over to the optic, and we're going to use the Cronin Mini Pro, which is perfect, giving us a blue dot sight, making sure this weapon is incredibly easy to use at longer ranges. Now, you guys can see here, we are not going to tune this attachment. This is the only attachment on the ISO that I do not tune, because it is going to make the aim down sight slower, and that's something we do not want to have happen. We're skipping over the laser. This is going to be a long range class setup, so these are going to be irrelevant. We are going to rock a barrel, and the Fiedler T50 is going to be amazing, increasing that long range potential. And we're also going to have a nice hip fire accuracy for a bonus here, which honestly does come in handy if you get into one of those oh shit moments. Now, for the tuning, we are going to be bumping up the aim down sight speed at -0.26 and more aim walking speed at -0.37 here. Now, we are going to use the Echoless 80 muzzle so we can go ahead and have sound suppression and overall increased long range capability. This is going to be great, allowing us to get behind their spawn and build up a quick and easy streak. Now, for the tuning, we are going to be bumping up the bullet velocity at +0.74 and more aim down sight speed at -1.04. We're going to take advantage of both close range and long range here. And then finally, we are going to go ahead and rock the Commando foregrip to smooth out that recoil pattern, giving us an incredibly easy to use ISO HEMLOCK class. For the tuning, we are going to be bumping up more aim walking speed at -0.25 and aim down sight speed at -0.46. Once you go ahead and jump in the firing range, we're going to have an incredibly easy to use AR, so you can just go ahead and go full auto across the map without having to worry about a thing. This gun seriously has 0 recoil. Now, for the secondary, we are going to be utilizing the FTAC Siege in its submachine gun format. We have on the SIR 160 rear grip, which is going to be bumping up that close range handling. And for the tuning, we are going to be increasing that sprint to fire speed at -0.32 and aim down sight speed at -0.84. We are going to rock the 72 round jump because this is a very fast fire rate pistol. We need all the ammo we can get. We're going to be skipping over the ammunition, the muzzle, and we're going to jump right over to the barrel, which is going to be the NST81, which is nice because we have an integrated sound suppressor, so we have a free attachment here. And we're also going to be bumping up long range capability, which is huge for a pistol submachine gun hybrid. Now, for the tuning, we are going to be bumping up damage range at +0.23 and aim walking speed at -0.27. We are going to rock a laser, and the FGXD at 70 is going to be perfect, again, for more close range capability. And for the tuning, we are going to be increasing more aim down sight speed at -44.42 and sprint to fire speed at -0.06. And then finally, to go ahead and make this pistol a true submachine gun, we have in that Siege wire stock, which is going to be overall increasing both close range and long range potential here. For the tuning, we are going to be bumping up more aim walking speed at -1.32 and aim down sight speed at -1.94. In the firing range, you're going to see here that this is literally a submachine gun in pistol disguise. This weapon is nasty and 100% the best secondary in the game as of right now. Remainder of the build, we are going to be going ahead and rocking with the stun grenades, the proximity mines, and for the perks, I'm running double time scavenger, resupply quick fix, and for the field upgrades, we have a munitions box and dead silence with pro. Overall, a nasty build. This is going to be the #1 class setup I'm recommending if you're trying to get your first MGB nuke. Now, for setup number 2, we're going to go ahead and rock with the CHIMERA, man. This is going to be another assault rifle that is dominant here in Season 5. There are a lot of ways you could build a CHIMERA setup, but this is going to be overall the best setup when you're trying to get a nuke, which I know a lot of you guys are trying to get done before Modern Warfare 3 releases. Now, for the rear grip, we are going to rock that Bruin flash grip for more close range capability. And for the tuning, we are going to be increasing that sprint to fire speed at -0.19 and aim downside speed at -0.71. We are going to rock a stock, and the TRX-56 stock is overall going to enhance the medium and long range capability with this assault rifle with more recoil control. Now, for the tuning, we are going to be bumping up more aim walking speed at -0.77 and aim downside speed at -3.23. We're utilizing the iron sights, so an optic is not necessary, and we're also going to skip over the laser. It's just not going to work out for this build. We are going to rock a barrel, and the 10-inch SA Phoenix is going to be incredible, increasing that medium and long range capability. We're going to need that with this assault rifle. Now, for the tuning, we are bumping up more aim down sight speed at -0.13 and aim walking speed at -0.16. A nice attachment taking advantage of close range as well as long ranges here. Now, we are going to rock a muzzle, and the PolarFire S is going to be perfect, giving us that sound suppression and overall increased damage range here. So we're getting a 2-for-1 bundle. Now, for the tuning, we are going to be increasing more bullet velocity at +0.77 and more aim down sight speed at -0.99. Now, we're skipping the underbarrel. It's not necessary on the Chimera, which is a very good thing. We're skipping the ammunition, and because we have an open attachment slot, we are going to rock that 45-round magazine, so we have more ammo, so we can take out more people at the same time. Once you go ahead and jump in the firing range, it's going to be a beautiful assault rifle with a quick ADS and overall very controllable recoil. Do not sleep on this weapon. Now, for the secondary, again, we have the trusty handy-dandy F-Tac Siege with the same exact attachments and tune combination. The SIR 160 rear grip, the 72-round drum, the NST81 barrel, FGX D70 laser, as well as the Siege wire stock. Now, we have on stun grenades, proximity mine, and for the perks, double time scavenger, resupply, quick fix, and for the field upgrades, we have pro enabled with munitions box as well as dead silence. Overall, a disgusting class setup you guys cannot go wrong with. ISO Hemlock Chimera, it's like a match made in heaven. Now, for class setup number 3, we're gonna go ahead and run with the TAC V, what I like to call the SCAR, the OG SCAR from MW2. This is a hard-hitting battle rifle that recently received a massive buff. Now, for the rear grip, we are gonna rock the combat grip because we need that increased recoil control. And for the tuning, we are gonna go ahead and bump up sprint to fire speed at -0.33 and more aim down sight speed at -0.65, just so we have close and long range capabilities covered. We are gonna rock a stock. We have to rock the brute stock for that increased recoil and stability. This weapon is gonna have some recoil, but we can go ahead and mitigate it with the right attachments. Now, for the tuning, we are going to be taking advantage of more aim walking speed at -1.01 and aim down sight speed at -1.94 in order to take people out at close range as well as longer ranges. This weapon has clean iron sights, so the optic is not necessary here, and obviously the laser is going to be irrelevant on a build like this. We are going to rock a barrel, and we're going to rock that 18-inch precision barrel so we can take advantage of more long range capability, and we have a nice hip fire bonus. So that's going to be good if you get into a close range sticky situation. Now, for the tuning, we are going to be increasing more aim down sight speed at -0.39 and more aim walking speed at -0.29. Now, we are going to rock this weapon loud and proud. This is going to be one of the only weapons in this vid that I'm not running some type of muzzle that's going to suppress. We need to rock the SA Leveler 55 so we can have maximum recoil control, horizontal as well as vertical. Now, for the tuning, we need to increase more recoil control at +0.29 and more stabilization at +0.65. And to go ahead and smooth out that recoil pattern, we're going to need the extra help from the F-56, not the Commando foregrip for this weapon. For the tuning, we are going to be increasing more aim walking speed at -0.13 and more stabilization at +0.52. Once you go ahead and jump in the firing range, you're going to see this class setup is disgusting because it's going to be a hard-hitting battle rifle that is overall going to be a melt machine and something you should not sleep on within this reloaded update. For the secondary, we are still going to be rocking with the F-Tac Siege, same exact attachments and tune combo, SIR 160 rear grip, the 72-round drum, the NST81 barrel, FGX D70 laser, as well as the good old Siege wire stock. Now, we still have the stun grenades, proximity mine, and for the perks, double time scavenger, resupply, quick fix, and for the field upgrades, pro enabled with munitions box and dead silence. Overall, a great class setup that you guys cannot go wrong with. A strong an underrated weapon here in the latest update. Now for setup number 4, we are gonna rock the LACHMANN sub, not the LACHMANN shroud. That weapon is good, but I feel like a lot of people just can't handle that it's a 3-round burst. I understand why. Now for the attachments, we are gonna be skipping over the rear grip. These are not gonna help us out, and we're gonna jump right for the mirror recoil 56 factory stock. We can take advantage of recoil control, and we have a nice sprint speed bonus here. Now for the tuning, we are going to be increasing more aim walking speed at -1.47 and additional aim down sight speed at -4. We are utilizing the iron sights. The optic is not necessary, and we are also going to be skipping over the laser. It's just not going to make sense on a class setup like this. Now for the barrel, we have on the Falcon barrel, which is overall going to be bumping up that close range handling, because this weapon is great if you're trying to run and gun. Now for the tuning, we have to increase that aim down sight speed at -0.37 and more stabilization to go ahead and counteract that recoil at +0.19. We are going to rock a muzzle that's going to be increasing recoil control. We are not going to suppress this weapon, so the Bruin Cupid comp is going to be a great choice here. Now for the tuning, we have to increase more recoil control at +0.33 and stabilization at +0.72. And then for the underbarrel, we have on the phase 3 grip here, a little bit of a different attachment combination for the underbarrels on the LACHMANN. This is going to be great, smoothing out that recoil pattern and not giving us any noticeable cons. For the tuning, we are going to be increasing more aim idle stability at +0.31 and more stabilization at +0.65. And because we did not run an optic, we have the 40-round magazine at our disposal, which is very nice. Once you go ahead and jump in the firing range, you're going to find this class setup is disgusting because we have a quick ADS, and overall, it's going to be a submachine gun that has incredibly low recoil here. The only con is realistically the reload speed. Now for the secondary, we are going to go ahead and use the FTech Siege. Again, same attachment tune combination. Sir 160 rear grip, the 72-round drum, the NST81 barrel, the DL70 laser, as well as the Siege wire stock. Now we are going to rock stun grenades, proximity mines, and for the perks, double time scavenger, resupply quick fix, and for the field upgrades, munitions box, and dead silence. Overall, a great setup here. You can't go wrong with it. The LACHMANN sub, I like the shroud, but I know a lot of people like the sub a lot more. Now for class setup number 5, we're taking a look at the OG melt machine, the FENNEC 45. Man, this is one of my favorite weapons in the entire game. Now for the first attachment, we are going to rock the FENNEC rubber grip to go ahead and bump up that close range handling. Now for the tuning, we are going to be increasing more sprint to fire speed at -0.28 and more recoil steadiness at +0.84. Now we have to rock the Agile Assault 7 stock to go ahead and increase that close range handling even more. We're going to need this on this weapon. Now for the tuning, we are going to be bumping up more aim walking speed at -1.01 and more aim down sight speed at -2.97. We are utilizing the iron sights for good reason. They are very easy to use, and we are going to have a free attachment because of it. We're skipping over the laser. These are irrelevant, but we are going to jump to the barrel, and we're going to rock that TAC Ninja barrel. This is going to be a great choice, giving us sound suppression and overall increased range with this submachine gun. Now for the tuning, we are going to be bumping up just the aim walking speed at -0.21. We have no benefits for aim down sight speed or damage range on this attachment, so very easy to tune. Obviously the muzzle is restricted because we have one integrated, and we're going to rock that FTech Tiger grip to smooth out that recoil pattern, giving us very accurate shots of this melt machine. Now for the tuning, we are going to be increasing more aim walking speed at -0.21 and aim down sight speed at -0.52. And because we have an open attachment slot, we are going to rock that 45-round magazine, overall making this submachine gun even better than it was before. Once we go ahead and jump in the firing range, you're going to see here that we have a class setup that has a quick ADS, and it's going to be deleting people. So overall, a nasty class setup, if I say so myself. For the secondary, we still have that good old FTech Siege, the Sir 160 rear grip, 72-round drum, the NST81 barrel, the DL70 laser, as well as the Siege wire stock. Same tuning as always. Now we have the stun grenades, proximity mines, and for the perks, we are utilizing double time scavenger, resupply quick fix, and for the field upgrades, we have a munitions box and dead silence. Just a phenomenal class setup that we cannot go wrong with. The FENNEC 45 is definitely a top 5 submachine gun. here in Modern Warfare 2 Season 5. These are going to be the top 5 best guns to use here in Modern Warfare 2 Season 5, man. If there are 2 guns, I recommend you guys checking out right now. Definitely give the ISO HEMLOCK a try, as well as the CHIMERA if you need a guaranteed MTB nuke. If you guys enjoyed the vid, make sure you drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, turn those post notifications, turn your boy ears. I'm going to catch you guys in the next one. Deuces.